Hi guys, Finch here and welcome now to the Quest Golf Academy and the next video in the Swing Quest series. And in these videos guys, I'm taking lessons that I've had down here on the Academy, reviewing the session and then hopefully giving you some information that you can apply to your own games. If you are new to the channel guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you keep your eyes peeled for the Swing Quest book, which is coming out at the end of the month. And today guys, we are going to be looking at Nick. Now today was Nick's first lesson down here at the Academy and he had a few set issues which he'd been struggling with for quite some time. Now as we sat down at the start of the session, as I do with all my lessons, just to discuss through exactly what he would want from the session, exactly what we will be looking at, he started to talk about an early extension movement, which he'd been told for many years was a problem. Now for you guys who don't know, an early extension movement is as a player comes down into the golf ball, the hip starting to move towards the ball as you actually approach impact. And what we're going to do is, first of all, we'll have a look through Nick's swing here. And I just want to point something out because yes, he has an early extension as he moves down into the ball, but his early extension was not being caused by anything that was happening within his back or his hips or his legs. Because this is one thing that you have to be careful on actually using video, because as Nick was actually starting down, you can see that his posture was remaining okay. It was only as he actually approached impact that the hips were starting to move upwards and towards the ball. Now this is important because as he started to approach the ball, you could see that he had an okay posture. So something else must have been causing that movement in towards the ball. Now let's rewind this and let's start at the top of Nick's backswing. Now what you can see is the right elbow is a little bit internally rotated. Now what I mean by that is as he got up to the top of the swing, the right elbow was moving in this direction. So the hand was moving a little bit more in towards the ball at the top of the swing. Now it wasn't extensive. You know, I've seen a lot of bigger movements as far as internal rotation is concerned, but just notice that as he actually starts his downswing, that slight internal rotation that he has actually was maintained. Now what that means is when you actually maintain that position, it moves the hands and the arms over and gets the club into a steep position. Now, as that club gets into a steep position, if he was to maintain his posture swing as normal, he would come down through the ball, hit the turf, and just take an absolutely gigantic divot. Obviously not ideal. So as Nick approached impact with that internal rotation of that arm in this position, if he actually starts to move in this way, what happens is the club head now drops in a little bit more behind the hands. So Nick started to swing into the ball, moving like that, early extending to try and get that club dropped in a little bit more behind, and that is what was causing that early extension movement. So it was everything to do with how steep he was starting to get that shaft on the way down, which then caused the early extension movement. So we were looking at the early extension, but that wasn't the issue. It was the steepness which was then causing that movement. So what we got Nick doing was a 3-stage drill. Now the first swing was we were getting him into a setup position, taking him up to the top of the backswing, and we were trying to get him the feeling that he had a little bit more external rotation, so the hand was almost feeling like it was behind the elbow a little bit more at the top of the swing like this. Then we just returned him back. We got him up to that position again, so feeling like he was a little bit more external, holding that position for a moment, looking down at the ball, and then getting the feeling like he was shallowing the club very, very aggressively. I mean, almost like he was taking mick with it basically, and then rotating onto the ball. So when he got himself set up, we got him using the mirror, which is here in the Academy as well. So it's up to the top, checking that position, looking at the ball, big shallow and turn to there. Now, straight away when he was starting to do that drill, you can actually see the improvement already in posture. Now this is a big exaggeration, so I'm not actually asking him to swing like this, I'm not asking him to stop and pause and all the rest of it, but as a drill it just hammered home the feelings. So then we dragged across another ball, and rather than actually swinging up, stopping and checking and then back at the ball, shallowing and turning, we got him just swinging up to the top, having that little bit of a pause, getting that shallow feeling and rotating through, but he wasn't stopping to look at himself in the mirror. So he was very much just getting set up to the top, pausing, trying to get that feeling, and then shallowing and turning and rotating through. And you can guess what was happening last of all. So again, we got him set up, we got him moving up to the top of the swing in a nice smooth movement, just trying to replicate all those feelings. Now, the reason that this was working for Nick is that we identified what the issue is, we slowed everything down, we broke it apart, and then we just got him building it up slowly but surely. And by the end of the session, he was making some great swings, and he was moving the club in a completely different way and moving his body in a completely different way, in a much more rotational movement than an actual humping the goat movement. So guys, please comment below, let me know what you think. Like the video, share it around, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Nick, fantastic work today. Really good to have you down as well. Keep me up to date with how you're getting on. So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.